rainbow
What
colors.
browser are you guys using?
Nothing's glowing on
Chrome.
mine. Oh.
Oh.
Like, Isker, go to collections and then scroll over
hello,
to my
everyone.
campaigns.
Hi.
We are discovering, if you use D&D Beyond, we have discovered the secret rave Gandalf.
Yes.
Gandalf.
We won't spoil it for you,
Yeah.
but he exists.
But he exists on the D&D page. And, you know,
I'm trying to find him.
oh my god. Who in the... Okay, first of all, let me just say, Schlong Connery is a brilliant name and terrible at the same time. My other account is Squirt Reynolds. No, Jesus Christ. I hate it all. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Well, welcome. To tonight. we are down a Renan, but you know, we yes, she does. It's amazing. You've got a vintage Mary Taylor Moore thing going on.
Should I throw my hat up in the air?
You're just like, wee. You need that little bob, you know. It's crazy. And
I can't
then
find it.
oh, are you still looking for the
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Is WandaVision in real life? That's exactly what we were going for.
I just started watching that and I'm enjoying it.
Haven't seen any of it.
Oof. Oof.
Oh.
You're
can't
missing
wait.
out.
Yep.
Sure.
We were watching it earlier today.
But I have been
And-
enjoying the Agatha memes.
Oh yeah. Oh well,
Yes.
yeah. The Agatha memes are I'm sure brilliant. I've seen some really great doozies.
My favorite
But-
one's been like,
and I
"And
broke
made
up
that top
Daft
cancel
Punk."
on you too.
And I broke up Daft Punk.
That's my
Oh,
favorite one so
no.
far.
That's
love
all
it.
the things I've been seeing online, so I figured that's gonna come into play at some point.
You you'll enjoy it once it does. Okay, so we are going to get started with this party because you know that's what we are going to do. Because we have things to do. So to get us started, we are going to go and do our wee little intro, and we'll be right back. Bum ba da bum. Oh my god. Nah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my gosh.
You get the rainbow dragon.
Yeah.
We're still like freaking out about it. It's pretty great.
Oh, are we back?
Oh yeah, no, we're back. We're back
Yeah,
right
my
whenever
bad.
we're back right when you said when you go to tools. All right. So, listen, Parrish. Stop. Stop it. Just stop it.
Is it Parrish?
Looking for group IRL. All right. I don't know. All right. So to get us started, let us kind of backtrack a little bit and go over some of the things that we just had going on. The Brigade of 8 has just recently returned to the floating city of Atet, a secret hideaway that they themselves had lifted from the desert floor and have now started using it as a secret base. Stop. You're freaking me out. God damn it. Okay. So, now that you have arrived here after freeing the city of Silvery Moon from the Empire, the Thayan Empires. God, I feel like you're gonna murder me. I don't like you. Like, I'm gonna switch you. You know what? No, oh, I know you are, but that's not the point. The point is, I think I'm gonna put this. We're just gonna move this around. There we go. I just didn't want to sit next to Adam anymore.
I hate you so much.
So you just move over there. There. Now I feel safer.
Oh, hold on. I have something even better.
Oh, no. Anyway, before we deviate again, you guys had reached the city of Silvery Moon in the efforts of trying to find some information about the ancient artifacts, that one of which is buried under Silver Moon, a device called a mythal that allows for a great magical encumbrance or magical area of effect, basically, that can span an entire city. Being the fact that Atet is also or is empowered by a mythal, they figured they would return to the city and see what information they could find. Upon returning, their ally, Aliquin, falls mysteriously ill. Aliquin falls mysteriously ill after suffering from some sort of seizure, a after effect of a madness that has been crawling through his brain thanks to his strange and mysterious patron. Within this last session last week, you guys had been given the option of two choices that were needing to take place to further this war against the Empire as it is currently invading the entire country. You could either go to the east and search for a place called the Graveyard, a place rumored to be the secret location that the liches within the Red Wizard Army keep their devices that keep them immortal, their phylacteries. Horcruxes, for those of you who are more familiar with Harry Potter terms. And then or they go to the east and take out the portals that are feeding reinforcements to the coast, to the Thayan Empire's regime there. We put it to a vote within the chat, and it seems like for the moment that they might be going to the east, into the Thayan Empire itself. Before that, though, they had been given up until the end of this in-game day to make their final choice, hoping to gather what resources and information they could before they make their decision. Galil asks for Iskra's attention as he goes off to go do something, and Kindred asks for Lady Farlight and Afriel's attention. Afriel being the young godlike individual that is in charge of this anti-empire group, whereupon he basically said, hey, my father, Darth Uranus, Lord Uranus. I've been using the Darth Vader thing all weekend in my head, and so now it's just Darth Uranus.
Everybody's
But
Darth.
Yes, Uranus, Lich Lord of. See, now I'm gonna have to separate you two. Jesus. He is the he is one of the circle of 8, a member of a council directly beneath basically the big bad, wanting to try and reach out to him in order to get information from him somehow. And that's basically how we left off last week. It was quite an interesting thing. Bram, my votes were robbed. I don't know which one you voted for. Liches get bitches. I like that. With a shovel because they're dead. What are you guys doing?
Waiting for Sonder to notice.
Oh.
Oh my
Oh, wait,
God.
Oh no!
Well, yeah. So we had a lot. We had kind of a lot going on. So to get started, I know Soul is amazing. Soul is our center at the moment. He's in the Zoom chat. He's at our very center. He is our rainbow colored center of our. Oh, we're almost like a little heart. Anyway, I'm gonna get distracted myself. Like, look at us, we're a little digi heart. No.
A little what?
A digi heart. I know, Taco. I know. I too can get distracted sometimes.
Sometimes.
All right, to get started.
Let me check my DMs. Hold on.
To get started, we're gonna go with Galil as the party breaks from the meeting room where you guys were at. You guys watch as some people kind of sit and stay. Galil calls Iskra over. What are you guys doing?
So, Iskra, you know how everyone's wondering about Eloquent?
Of course.
Why the madness has taken him?
Yes.
I was wondering if by any chance I can see how exactly he got the madness.
It was something that he wanted to keep private, but with as bad as it is, maybe it's worth trying something. What do you have in mind?
Using my visions. Maybe. Just to get an idea of what we're dealing with.
All right.
And
Do you need me to do something?
maybe hold both of our hands while doing it? Just to see if you can help pull us back if something in there is going to take us or do anything?
Of course. But if the Sisterhood doesn't want to do this, then I'm gonna listen to them.
Fair enough. Let's go to his room then and see.
Sure. I start walking that way.
Okay. While you guys are doing that, Soul and Sonder, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to study my stuff.
Didn't we met up with everyone, right?
Yeah, everybody is all together. Was all together in the room. They had been discussing there what to do next.
Okay.
I want to caress every corner and etching on my stuff.
Okay.
Every vein
No, we
of
were good. We were good
the
before that.
adamantine that. Okay.
Sometimes, never mind. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's good that I stopped myself right there.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so going with what everybody else is just kind of like just disperses into different directions.
Soul's gonna hang out there and wait to see if anyone's gonna stay behind or if everyone's just going off on their own ways.
I mean, currently, I guess at the table you have Renan, Sonder, and you, as everybody else kind of got up. Renan, I would imagine, just gets up and kind of goes to one of the windows, starts looking outside. As Sonder sits at the corner of the table, just stroking the new staff that he had
Polishing?
bought. Nope. He's just
Studying.
examining. He is examining and studying
You
the
said it.
staff that he had bought back in Silvery Moon. I don't know how I can make the city better.
Can't. Good effort. That's the best you could do.
I mean, I could try. I can try and make it better, but that's about as good as it's gonna get. Okay, so that being the case, are you just gonna kind of sit and see what the other two are doing? I mean, I feel like at this point, Sonder looks like he's a madman, just like, yes, my precious. Okay. So then, while Galil and Iskra make their way over to,
Downtown.
yes, make their way over to Aladdin's room. Kindred, after your conversation with Afriel and Lady Farlight and Elaine, and Afriel gets up and tells you, I might have an idea, and then just leaves. You're left there with Lady Farlight and Elaine. Lady Farlight sitting there at the table still looking green. And Elaine has just this hardened look on her face. She just seems to be staring at Lady Farlight with concern.
So while sitting at the table, I reach over and take Farlight's hands in mine and just kind of give her this look like, I know this is fucking crazy, but it's worth a shot. But then I ask her, before y'all go, I've been having hearing strange things lately, ever since we came back from Silvery Moon. And
Elaine's voice from across the table. What kind of strange things?
I don't know. Just when I concentrate on something, it's like I can hear something in the back of my mind, just enough to annoy me. But and with detect magic, I didn't see anything weird on myself, right?
Mm-mm.
But this happened last night too when I was scrying, and so I prepared something just and I just want to do it right in front of y'all, that way in case something happens, you're here. But
Lady Firelight, for the first time, her eyes kind of drift over and look over at you. What kind of... Do you know what they're saying? These voices.
DM question. It's just been noises and gibberish, right? I haven't been able to make out words.
Nothing specific. Occasionally, you'll hear whispers that seem to relate to whatever you're doing at the time, but it's almost like that voice that's inside your head that your conscience kind of voice, that kind of you reason with. It's almost like that, but in an exaggerated sense.
And I tell that to her.
Okay. She just kind of nods for you to continue whatever it is you're about to do.
So then I kind of stand up and take a few paces back from them towards like the far wall where the bookshelves are, and just kind of just touch myself, and I cast Remove Curse and see what happens. 3rd level.
All right. So as you move to cast the spell, the magic like starts to weave its way through your body. You can hear this like brief like little electric shock, and you can feel your body kind of pulse and shake as almost like as if you've been like subjected to a static shock. But you don't feel anything completely out of the ordinarily different. Feels about the same as you did before.
I just kind of like stay in silence and just see if I hear anything. Just kind of wait it out.
Okay. You see Lady Farlight just kind of moves forward at the edge of her seat and like sits back and just shakes her head. There is nothing that no change that we're able to determine from here anyway.
I don't feel it either, but I don't know, it was worth a shot.
If the voices persist, tell us right away and we'll try and come down. If it's some sort of spell or curse, I don't think we should have been able to at least detect something of that nature if that were the case.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and just in case I start acting weird lately, like you at least know what's up.
You see them both kind of raise an eyebrow to you.
And I know, yeah. But,
more so than usual, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And Elaine stands up and like helps Lady Farlight to her feet.
Shall we go back and join the others now?
If you wish.
Okay.
I'm going to see about talking to some of the diviners. They're to see what we could do to try and ascertain how to find or locate your brother, if that's still something you wish to do.
Yeah, if we're gonna contact my dad, let's try to coordinate all the chess pieces in play. But I'm gonna go check on the others now. But let me know if you need me, and I'll unlock the door and open it. Let them out.
Elaine steps out first, and then Lady Farlight behind her, and as she stops for a moment, like places a hand on your face, kind of gives a like sympathetic like smile.
I just go.
The most Marcus response I have ever heard in my entire life. She just shakes her head and smiles and walks out into the hallway.
And then I'll go back down to see if I can find the others, what they're up to.
Okay. All right. So you head back to the main room, where when you come in, you see that Renan is like nibbling some more at some of the food that's there on the table, along with Sonder, who's still fiddling with his devices.
Entranced.
And Soul's just kind of like, don't know what to do. But Iskra and Galil have gone off, it seems.
Where are the other two?
I believe they went to go check on Aliquin.
Has anything changed, or is he still the same?
He's still in a coma. But they seem to be doing well. so far they are going through all of these things with him. I think the worst is yet. I think the worst has passed. I think.
It seems to be that way for now. I wonder though, will there be a time if we must leave, and are we okay with him staying here?
Right.
I'd trust him here of all places over anywhere else. I mean, if we can't trust us here, like, who can we trust?
Kindred, I know you have a way to send messages and wait for a response. Is there a way for if we leave and he awakes, that he could do the same to let us know?
Yeah, if he can't do it himself, someone at least can get us a message and I can respond back.
Okay. That is good relief to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna go check on Aliquin. I'm curious about something.
Okay. So, Iskra and Galil, as you guys reach the doorway, what are you guys doing?
I just take a deep breath and I knock on the door.
Alrighty. You knock on the door. A moment later, one of the sisters of Demos opens, and her veiled face kind of peeks the door, and when she sees it's you, she opens it all the way. And you get your first look at the room at the moment. Go ahead and make a perception check, those of two of you.
$17.
17.
I want to say 22.
Okay.
23.
Seeing, kind of glancing behind her in the room, you can see that Aliquin is now in these very simple, like, robe-looking coverings, kind of similar to the clothing that the Sister's Hood wears at the moment. They're just like this. They seem a little more loose and comfortable than the armor he had been wearing before. It seems like they had kind of helped him get comfortable, and he kind of just sits on his bed with his hands and fingers interlaced over his chest. For a moment, it's kind of creepy, just in the sense that it reminds you of, like, almost like one of those, like, open casket kind of feelings. Like, there's just such a vibe of peacefulness, and the way he's dressed and the way his hands are placed. And you see that around the bed, on the desk, at its side, there are these little candles that have been placed. These tiny, dark black candles that have just been placed in different points on the room, creating a very warm light on the inside. But it has a very almost lavender, honeyish smell to the room. And you can see that the two other, one at the foot of the bed and one near his head, both the sisters, they have their, you can see fingers out, templed, and, or I guess steepled, whatever you call this. But they're steepled, and they seem to be like just in low muttering of prayer. But the sister that opens the door, she nods to the both of you.
Can I help you?
We were hoping to check in on Aliquin again. I know that you're taking good care of him. It's clear from everything that you've done in here. You're using your rights to do the best you can. But we'd like to try to know what caused him to fall into this state.
There are aspects of this that could be dangerous for your and your sanities. It is possible that you could suffer a madness similar to the one that he has now. It is possible.
She looks over back at her sisters and back at you two.
We were not aware that either of you could try and see things such as these.
It's a recent development. I kind of look at Galil.
Still learning, actually.
And are you certain that this is something that you wish to attempt?
If it helps save him, yeah.
She turns back to the other two sisters, and one of them, you can hear, stops her incantation and kind of turns her head, and the two of them kind of interchange a couple of sounds between each other. Galil, you would recognize this as infernal, as the sound strange. But basically, are there dangers? There could be. But it is for them to decide. They are his friends, and it could help us to determine how useful this would be.
The voice is gone.
She turns back to you.
If this thing you wish to do, you are certain you are able to do it, then we will watch. But be warned, Timos has a way of beguiling and confusing what you think you might see and what actually is. If he does not wish you to see this, you will know it.
We both nod.
She steps aside and opens the way for you to move. You can see that the sister at the head of the bed kind of steps back a little bit and looks over at you, Galil.
This ritual you intend to do, do you have any special preparations?
None that I'm aware of. I usually just have to focus and touch.
Sister, perhaps we should move him. It might make this more simple. Very well. Stand back, please.
And they kind of make way a little bit. And the one at the foot of the bed, you can see her fingers separate, and she starts to weave some spell work into the air, and you see that Aliquin's body lifts from the bed as if levitating for a moment. She then grabs onto his foot and moves him to where he now floats into the center of the room. The clothing at him makes it almost appear as though he's floating in water, like the robes that he has on.
I grab onto the strap holding my dulcimer on my back and touch the pendant from Aliquin's dad in my pocket
Okay.
and step closer to him.
All right. So, okay. So then, as you stand at either side, you kind of. What are you guys doing? What are you gonna do?
She's staying on one side of the
Mhm.
bed. I'm gonna go to the other side. It's gonna be weird. I'm gonna.
I look at Khalil and it's not already.
Fair enough. I'm gonna hold out my hand and put it on Iskra first, and with the other one, I'm gonna put on Aliquin's arm. Just close my eyes. Okay, Afriel. I need your guidance.
You, for a moment, wait. As you hear his voice seem to echo in your mind. Be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful.
I
And
grab onto Khalil and Aliquin.
the whispers in your mind begin as you find that inner mental state where this darkness that exists when you close your eyes seems to give way to bright, brilliant starlight.
I just whisper, "Show me what I desire."
Past, the future, the present.
The past.
You see the stars that were kind of rotating in one direction stop and start to spin in the opposite. Iskra, for the moment, you just hear like Galil muttering to himself, and watching as he closes his eyes, you as well close your eyes. You see nothing for a moment, but you feel the sensation of movement, and you can hear like the little mutterings and now and then of Galil as he seems to be like just talking to himself on one side, and on the other side you can hear the low rhythmic chanting of the sisterhoods as they kind of go on both sides. You hear this like it's a really strange ABGB feeling.
My leg muscles kind of tense to deal with the sensation of moving.
And in that moment, as you like squeeze your eyes hard together and you kind of peek and you see this like moving star field that just kind of is constantly rotating around you. It's almost as if you are in one center plane and these stars shift and turn. And you see over on your right-hand side Galil in slightly different clothing than he normally wears. And he seems to be this like, the clothing he wears almost shimmers with what looks like silk, but keeps moving, so it like goes from pure darkest night to like brilliant shimmering light. Like when the silk kind of catches light, you know how it kind of just shimmers and shines? It has that same sort of like undulating, every time it moves and catches the light from the stars, it seems to give off this strange light pattern. It's very, very bizarre. Very pretty, but very bizarre. And his eyes are like blazing with this silvery moonlight fire. A halo around the back of his head almost comes up and looks almost like a crown that sits just above the back of his head. A halo that you've never seen on him before, but you see it now.
Yeah, I'm in partial awe.
Let me switch this around a little bit. Set the mood. You hear the sound of water. And as you look down at your feet, you can see that there is indeed what looks like an ocean that kind of just moves down below you. The both of you see this, and now, Galil, you can see a shimmering humanoid form of light that kind of stands at your left. And you assume, due to its closeness, that this must be a form of Iskra.
I start to get nervous.
Distant, out in the distance, you can now start this as the stars kind of fade away. You can see a horizon of what appears to be an endless ocean in front of you. And in that distance, you see a tall amount of clouds that just kind of occasionally roil with distant flashes before the thunder kind of echoes out across the water. Switch this one. And you can see there in the midst of all this water, a boat with a single torn, raggedy sail. It's about 150 feet probably below and in front of you.
There.
Galil's voice booms in your ears. It sounds almost like the deepest roll of thunder, but you know that it's words. You can see his form start to like float downwards towards it.
I try to follow.
Okay. And you do. You float down with him at a pace. Go ahead and both of you make perception checks as you approach and get closer.
19.
19. All right. What was yours?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Also 19.
Nice. You see that from this distance, there is a person on this boat. They are just kind of laying on it. It's a little bigger than a rowboat, kind of just like it's a simple ship. It's a simple sailing ship. There probably shouldn't be this far out in sea, but yet here it is. And you can see that the sail has been torn a little bit. There's probably a couple of inches of water that sits at the very center as this figure shivering, huddled against the side. You can see Aliquin. A little younger than the way he looks now, at least for Iskra. For Galil, he reminds you of probably not too far off from whenever you had first met him in Phandalin. Or before going to Phandalin, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What'd you get into?
But you're right, at the moment you're probably about 30 feet out, but you can see him just like shivering and shaking, clinging to the side of this craft. You can see the storm kind of rolling, looks like closer. What are you guys doing?
I need to know. I need to know what happened. I get closer.
You get closer?
Me too.
You guys float down even closer. Now at this point, you seem to be on like just a foot above the ship as it kind of floats in the waves that are now kind of starting to rock and dip a little stronger than they had before. You can see now that Aliquin's kind of just muttering to himself. Help. I want help. Please. He sounds at the edges of consciousness, as if he's been repeating the same things over and over. Anyone? I just need help. Please. Can anyone hear me?
I look at Galil. Can we do something? Are we supposed to do something?
I wish we can, but we can only see.
You can see him, like a violent shiver, like shakes his body as like the wind blows across the water. You can see the surface of the water get like violent as the wind blows in from this storm that seems to be on the point of hitting. Please. Please help me. I don't want her to die. She does not deserve this. I don't deserve this. Please.
Her.
The water around the boat spreads this dark inkiness slowly from the very center. As thunder rolls in the distance, you can see this like
The thunder rolls.
as the circle kind of gets wider. You can see the water that's around the ship itself seems to calm somewhat compared to the ocean that's around on the outside of this darkened circle. And you can see just below the surface, something seems to move. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, Scrub, brace yourself.
I'm not sure how to steady myself, but I try. And I focus on this strange movement beneath the boat.
Go ahead and make another perception check for me, if you will. So you focus on it.
It's just a 13.
17 for me.
13? 17? Move this around. Okay. You can see figures, it seems like, that swim in circular motions around this ship. Probably around 8 to 9 feet long. Just below the surface of the water, where it kind of moves a little bit, but they never break the surface, but you can see that the water kind of moves with them. No fins, no distinguishable features, just these long humanoid-ish kind of shapes that kind of almost move like serpents beneath the water.
That's not unsettling at all.
You hear finally from the depths of the ocean another voice.
Help. You said you want help.
Yes. Just help. Whatever you want, whatever I can give you is yours. I don't want my mother to die.
You might have to be a little more specific than that.
However you can help, I just want her to live. She's suffered enough. My father's gone. She's dying. And I'm just watching her die in front of me. Please. Anything you want.
I can give you this power to find what you seek. Set things in motion. But it will come at a price. Everything comes at a price.
Whatever you want. I'm going to die anyway.
Then when the time is right, I will ask for my payment. Do you swear on this pact?
You can see Aliquin's body just falls back into the boat, staring up at a darkening sky as the rain starts to fall around him on the waters. And just barely, you're able to hear the words. Yes, I swear. And with that, you see moments as it happens, a loud crack of lightning splits the sky. And in that moment, swirling on the ocean below, you can see those figures disappear as they seem to sink deeper down below. As now the waves start to roil, and the last thing, as that darkness fades around the ship, you see two pairs of eyes before they fade into the depths of the ocean, and the waves start to toss and turn. And now, not too far in the distance, you see this twinkle of light as it looks like there's a distant city a couple dozen miles away. As the ship seems to be tossed and turned in that direction. The vision starts to fade, the clouds give way, and now you are left back. The rain still falling as the ocean falls away beneath your feet. And one by one, the stars start twinkling back into existence around you. And you feel the spinning stop beneath your feet. So you feel like you're on firm ground once again.
I look around the room.
You see the sisters there standing there chanting. One of them still with her hand extended, levitating Aliquin's body. And she sees the two of you, eyes start to blink open, and she starts to grab at Aliquin's leg and bring him back over to the bed.
Did
you
you
all see
see
that too?
Did you see what needed to be seen?
She says, as you ask the same question. What is that? What are you doing? Dead? You're dead?
He's dead.
Oh.
He in danger.
I look at Iskra. You saw the two pairs of eyes, right?
I did.
You know that scroll that he had?
And what about it?
What scroll?
And with minor illusion, I create a copy of it, scrolled up, not unrolled.
Answering the sister, it was really unsettling looking. Like it was bound with flesh.
Undoubtedly. Do you know where the scroll is now?
It was somewhere on him. Maybe his things. But I did get a chance to read it. And I think I may have an idea of what we're dealing with.
They both look, or all three of them kind of look to you.
How much did you read exactly?
Just what it had appeared on it.
They looked to each other once again, and the one that had been sitting at the head of the bed says to the one that's at the foot, "Search his belongings." She says this in Infernal. "Search his belongings. Look for the scroll. This might have been what we were sent here for."
And
She turns to
say,
you.
and what will you do with the skrill in Infernal?
You see all three of them turn their heads, like, in unison over at you.
Oh, this happens.
Yeah. Well, one of them, the one closest to you, kind of bows her head slightly. "It depends on what the scroll is. These things are dangerous. You have already seen the result of this." She looks over at Aliquin. And she then takes a step towards you.
How are you feeling exactly?
At the moment, fine.
She kind of like starts to do this like slow little walk around you, just staring at you slowly.
For now, you are fine indeed. Perhaps you did not read all the scroll has to offer. Or you were just lucky.
The other one that was at his foot, kind of at the foot of the bed, picks up the bag that Aliquin carries with him and starts to like dump it over onto the bed, and the scroll falls out with it. But none of them move towards it. They all just seem to kind of look and stare.
I'm gonna go up to it.
Do you think that's wise?
If this thing is the thing that's causing everything, I don't want it near him at all. But I can tell you that he did get it from someone in Silvery Moon.
This person, do you know where they are? The one that gave it to him?
Not at the moment.
We know someone who might be able to find out, though.
That information might be useful. But for
Yes.
now,
Iskra, why don't you go get Kindred and go find
I've actually been like listening at the door.
Incidentally knocking at the door.
I've just been like listening, like, ooh, that sounds crazy.
Because what I'm about to say, I don't want you to hear it just in case.
Just don't touch that thing until I get back. Maybe there's something else we can do with it.
Of course. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it while you're not here.
You open the door and there's Kindred standing there.
Oh,
Found her.
She falls through and the door is open.
that was an unfortunate mishap of Misty Step. How did I get here?
Mhm.
I wrinkled my face.
How's he doing?
he is fine. He is resting. Do you know what this is?
she points over at the bed.
Detect magic.
Yes, because you hadn't done that before.
Yes, because they've been blocked. The things.
Mm-hmm.
Learning.
To the closest one? To the closest sister?
Yeah, it would be
I'm
the
gonna
one
go
at
up to
the foot
her.
of the bed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. An infernal whispering, by the way. I did see a symbol on the scroll.
And what symbol was this?
I'm gonna, with prestidigitation, or
Yeah, that one.
that one.
Yeah.
Create it in my hand so that way no one else can see it. The symbology of.
She puts her hand over yours as soon as she sees it.
Can I do an inside check on just to read the room? Because it's like really tense in here.
It is. It's like you walked in on Mom and Dad's having the secret conversation, and they're just like, "What are you doing in here? What do you want?"
Is
Go for
everyone camping right now?
It's camping.
Because of all the intense?
So intense.
Go to bed. No.
Oh my god.
It's right there. I could.
I'm done with you.
Roll insight. Dirty 20.
Okay. There is a tension of there's like basically, like I said, you can tell that there's tension, but there's also a sense of like eagerness. A nervous eagerness, I guess you could say.
Everyone's on edge and cautious.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But you do see that Galil presented his hand to one of the sisters, and you saw in that brief moment of like detect magic, like he had done something on his hand, and she covers his hand. But that's the extent of what you saw from this angle. You do see the various things, like, you know, that Aliquin carries on him that give off the magical essence.
But nothing doesn't look like nothing's been taken from his person that I would normally see. Other than like Iskra has his talisman.
I would say you notice that strong, almost beacon of light that he normally carries on his person is now in Iskra's pocket. But the map itself does give off a magical aura. Slightly illusion based, and that's what they're kind of like looking around, not wanting to touch. In Infernal, Galil. That is a symbol you do not want to be flashing around, I don't think.
Kind of figured. Still infernal.
I'm gonna mage hand the scroll because everyone's like being cautious and just bring it towards me. It's still closed and wrapped, right?
Yes. As it passes one of the sisters, she grabs it.
Can I like mage hand like juke her out?
Make an Arcana check, and it'll be versus her dexterity.
Classic brains versus brawn.
Not in my house. Or what is it? No.
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 Such a good commercial.
No.
Matumbo.
No.
15.
15. She snatches it from the air.
Saving face.
It's not the same.
Oh, it doesn't work on. I thought it's ability checks. Let me see. Yeah, if I miss with an attack or fail an ability check or saving throw, I can gain that bonus.
Okay.
Gonna. Yeah.
So, will you allow it?
Sure.
Okay. Bam. So that's
+2.
an Aliquin, right?
He's unconscious. You could, but I think it's
Your
more
call.
of whoever is conscious at the time.
And Malzahar. No.
And a Tat, and then I'm sure somebody else is crying
Ted
on
is
me,
always
so-
here, so he knows that.
Saloon probably.
Ted is watching.
Yeah.
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 So then +2. So I said 15, 17.
Mhm. She still snatches it from you.
Dang.
She had 21.
Oh, yeah.
Got snatched.
Monk snatch.
Lightning
Snatch.
hands.
And she turns to you, kind of like with the scroll in hand, waving it at you. Oops, I lost it. Wait, where is it?
You might not want to touch it if that's what I think it is.
And I don't think you know what this is.
Not in its entirety.
We have been trained to do and work and read things that for most could kill them. I trust that you have not read this yourself.
I'd look at Galil and don't answer.
She passes it over to the sister that was at the head of the bed.
Yes. This is a map.
To what?
She opens it.
I turn away.
But she opens it like facing her.
Oh, okay.
And the one that had snatched it from you kind of stands over to look at it. The one at the foot of the bed still seems to be staring in Galil's direction as he just kind of like seemed to be having a stare off for a moment.
So,
Yes.
DM a question. None of us, other than Eloquin, actually saw Lazaro. He never. I thought he never like did an image or anything to like show Lazaro to us.
I don't think so.
We just know the name.
Mm-hmm. The one who seems to be in charge, the one who is at the head of the bed.
This is a map of a most curious kind. One designed to navigate dark places.
I'll look at Galil. So I'm wondering if this Lazaro was ever actually trying to help him.
Do you know what this Lazaro told Aliquid? What there was outside of how he came into contact with this map?
He just seemed desperate to pass it off onto him, right? Like he wanted to get rid of it. And that he should be the one to take it. Someone
He needed to take it out of the city.
something about they share this same goals or deity.
This sounds like one of the Brotherhood of Gorgo.
History check.
Go for it.
I would make a history check just to be hilarious because I have no.
No idea.
How about me?
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna make a history
Sure.
check. It doesn't make any sense
Good.
for me.
Because since I know what it is, I get an advantage.
Do I? Is it regarding demons or what is it? What's it? Damn.
What was your history check?
12 plus 21.
Anyway,
But if I get advantage, is it regarding?
19.
the name itself doesn't sound familiar. But 19.
19.
For Kindred, there are aspects of it that remind you, I would say, of maybe something along those lines, but nothing of the Brotherhood of Gorgo.
Okay.
There is something that is like it feels like you have pieces of a puzzle that you haven't quite figured out where they go yet. But you feel like maybe with a little more time and study, you could probably figure out what these pieces are. At this point, Galil remembers all the stuff that he had talked to Eloquent about.
I remember everything.
Yeah. And I don't think he talked much to you about it, Iskra.
No.
No. There were there have been aspects of the things that he had experienced in the past that he had shared with you during the time that you had traveled together. So you're kind of like along with Kindred, you have pieces of this puzzle. The nature of this watery depths, of this dark abyssal darkness that seemed to have almost swallowed this boat in the middle of an ocean. The swirling mass of writhing serpentine-like bodies beneath the surface of the water. The vision that you had whenever you had first helped Aloquin whenever he had first fallen ill. The appendage style grabbing of these things, the eyes, the two pairs of eyes specifically. How strange it was that there were two pairs of eyes in a lot of this symbology. You remember seeing some of the tattoos that were on Aloquin's body that had that same similar twisting tentacle appendage that kind of wrapped around his arm. There's a lot of these little bits and pieces, but the elder sister, where did I put my book?
Oh, book.
Yeah, book. Where are you, book? The one that's standing.
Dora.
Okay. The one that's standing there with you, Galil. She looks over at the one in charge, and in Infernal, Elpis. This one has read some of it. Perhaps he too may have been affected. The one who's in charge, Elpis, looks over at Galil and just shakes her head. No, at least not yet. This one, she looks over at Kindred. This one we might have to watch. He lies.
She's far from fucked.
She turns to Iskra and kind of starts moving and puts a hand on your shoulder.
Words are not enough to show you our gratitude for being a source of stability in all of these things. Whatever your tie is with this Alequin, he would be lost without you.
I nod. I couldn't just leave him, and I won't.
I do not think he has long in this state. He will awaken soon. Continue with your work. We will call for you all when we have more to share. You, Hobgoblin, be mindful of the things that you read. Not everything is the books in your library.
She walks back to the head of the bed and kind of nods towards Galil. And the one at the foot of the bed kind of just makes the general motion of trying to usher you out for a moment. She turns. In Infernal. We will take a look at this map. If it is indeed what we assume it to be, you have done a great favor for our order, and it will not be forgotten. Your friend is in safe hands. What, Kindred?
So did I see her empty out Aliquin's bag?
Mm-hmm. The contents are still. Some of the contents are still there on the.
Can I try to
the
take
bag.
a quick inventory check to make sure they don't like jack his shit?
Mm-hmm. You can see all the stuff that's there. To just kind of make a wisdom check.
Intelligence? Oh.
For memory, yeah, either one. Wisdom or intelligence, you choose.
15.
15. Okay. All right.
50.
So you kind of like gather. You can like you look at the things that are there, and you can see the one at the foot of the bed starts like shoving things back in the bag. But the scroll is placed on the desk next to some of the candles, and you can see that the Elpis and one of the other ones, that's in there, kind of stand by the desk, and they both kind of like probably like 2 or 3 feet back from it, but they both kind of just stare at it and start speaking to each other as the doors close, leaving you there in the hallway.
As soon as I'm exiting, I just want to ask the one closing the door.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you know, in common, what you're dealing with, can you save him?
At this point, it is not up to me or us. It will be his choice. We can merely provide space for him to exit. He must walk through it.
Okay. And I just exit out.
You guys are in the hallway.
Before I
Meanwhile,
leave,
the breakfast montage. No.
I've got one more
Yeah,
thing.
no, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Before I leave, I look at the sisters. Before I go, can I play something for him? And I point at the hammered dulcimer on my back.
The 3 of them share a veiled glance, and then finally, one nods. You can stay and. Oops.
You failed.
You can stay and play if you wish.
Thank you. I sit and cross my legs and take the trapezoidal instrument off of my back, pull the 2 little hammers from my belt, and start to play something gentle and stately, like I would play in the nicer parts of Ravnica.
Alrighty. Alright, so then now on the outside it is Kindred and Galil at the moment, while you guys can hear the little gentle playing. What are you guys doing?
Celestial, what the fuck was that?
I got a 5, Aaron, by the way.
4?
I used a vision.
Oh, okay. Got it. I was like, yes.
Okay, Raven Simone.
Gotta use a Wanda next.
Yeah.
No one's died yet, so.
Okay. So, oh my god. Why would you say it like that? The worst. Okay.
What was a 5 anyways?
I'm looking it up now. Oh, yes.
Oh, fuck!
Okay. Well, anyway, moving on. Moving on.
I like how excited you are and how upset Galil appears.
It'll be fun. It's fun. Okay, so Kindred asks Galil.
Damn it. Sorry.
Okay.
Did you hear me earlier?
No.
Oh, I said in Celestial, like as soon as like the door closed, I'm like, what the fuck was that?
they're just trying to help.
You have a weird way of showing it in Celestial still. But I don't know. So what's with the scroll?
Really bad juju. Let's just say that.
So is that what's fucked him over?
I think it's just amplifying it, if anything.
Hmm. 'Cause, I don't like this. Like, I don't like when things mess with the mind. That's something I'm not comfortable with.
Are you okay, by the way?
Yeah.
Nothing weird
No.
going on with you?
I put my armor over your shoulder and just kind of start steering you away from those bitches. Because I don't like them. They can't sit with me.
Okay.
Just kind of like give you a look like I don't want to talk right now. Not with them nearby, but do you come with?
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of walk towards the common room.
Okay.
Ever since we found the Mythal and Silvery Moon, kind of hear voices. Nothing pronounced or clear. It's just every now and then I'll just hear like chattering. Maybe a word or two here and there.
Do you know what it's saying?
Nothing really. Like when I go to concentrate on something, it's when I clear my mind, that's kind of when I seem to hear it. And then it just kind of makes noise and goes away, if that makes sense.
Just watch out. And let me know if it gets worse.
But where are the R2s? Any updates on them?
I haven't heard anything. I've been too busy getting drunk.
I saw that. So I guess you and Renan are BFFs forever now.
I'm still clipping those boys' wings.
That was funny. Yeah. Oh no. Looked like he had you beat that night. You were passed out. He was still awake. I'd say Renan 1, Galil 0.
And with that, I just like pull him in even harder.
Malzahar kind of like slithers out from my collar and hisses at you like,
Good grief.
Still doing it. You watch it, Goblin.
mm-hmm. But what do you have planned for the rest of the day?
I need to go get some stuff from Salvador.
Like what?
I left my cloak with him.
Okay.
I'm cloakless right now, by the way.
I know.
It's weird because normally when he wears his cloak, it's like always billowing. Even when you're indoors, it has this like really gentle flappiness to it. And so the fact that his something when he's standing still, there's actually nothing that's like moving has kind of been a little weird.
I'm going to cast Gust and make my robes kind of billowy instead, and just be like,
Grief. That's so petty. All right. So go ahead.
But I'm just gonna be here in the main hall, looking over some stuff. Don't stay out too long.
It is middle of the day at the moment. Just
The night is dark and full of danger.
you still have like 8 hours before dark.
It's coming. Winter's
It's
coming.
Winter's coming. The dark is coming. All of it's coming. So at some point or another. All right. So, Iskra, once you finish the tune, you can stay. Do you wish to stay there and play for a little while? What are you wanting to do?
No, I'll go ahead and get up and thank the sisters again, and then return to the group.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. So, as you return to the group in the main room, Sonder, Soul, what are your plans for this day? What are you guys doing?
I went into cat form, laying on top of the table, laying on my back, watching Sonder polish his pole.
This is why I should have given you like a bow or something. You're muted, by the
Sonder,
way.
you're muted.
I would have noticed that they've been gone for a while, so eventually start heading downstairs.
Okay. But they've probably been gone for about like 30 minutes. You might want to move your mic a little closer to your face. There you go. And about the time that you guys, you Soul, who's I was like sitting on your shoulder like a parrot, draped across your shoulders like a cat parrot, and Renan follows you. You are about halfway to or like where the rooms are when you come across Iskra, head down, kind of lost in thought as she's going down the hallway.
Hey, Hoi, are you okay?
I'm fine. But, well, the Sisterhood said that we could leave. I'm not needed here. I just still feel a little uneasy about it, and Kindred and Galil and I found some things, but it feels like we just have more questions than we do answers. Now that we went and visited Aliquin. So just a lot on my mind.
Understand. You came here with him. Now he's out of it. There's a lot of uncertainty in the air right now.
Absolutely.
But be certain that we are here with you, and we are here with him. No matter what happens. The more
I
questions.
appreciate it, Sonder.
Oh.
And thank you, Soul. Scratch Soul.
I was like, what was that? Oh yeah, that's right.
He was reaching out to give her comfort.
However many questions we end up finding, this group is strong, and we'll always find the answer that we need.
Wow.
If it's hard or not. Because we care about each other.
Wow.
I hope you're right. Have you thought any more about our next move?
I would like to try to find the graveyard. There is I really would like to see about all of these dragons, but this seems a little more pressing for the moment. So, what are you doing?
I was like, Soul, get back over here.
I was like, how did
Back
Soul
down.
end
Get
up
down
over
from
there?
there. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Can you turn back into yourself?
That was amazing. Good time.
What do you think?
I'm not sure. Both seem really critical. I'm still a bit of the opinion that we need more uprisings to happen if we stand a chance of holding
Right.
Silvery Moon. So I guess we can keep our fingers crossed that it does, or we can go somewhere else. But I don't know, I've never dealt with a country run by liches before.
Right.
So if that's the thing that's most pressing, then I'll take everyone else's advice there.
I have a crazy idea. But what if we start recruiting an army of our own? We have the means to train. Pigog is a great battle master. We are monks. We have magic users. If there are folk who want to join the rebellion, we can give them refuge. Just food for thought.
It's true.
Were y'all having this conversation?
In the hallway?
No.
An eyesight of me?
No, she was on her way back to the common room. And you were gonna go back to I guess, yeah, eventually you would have come upon them probably talking in one of the hallways at some point. Because they had been in the conference room breakfast area.
Okay.
So yeah, eventually you see your comrades like talking up there.
So then you just feel Sonder Mage Hand tugging on your robes.
Oh. A tet?
A Tet appears. What?
Yes, again.
Oh,
I smile at Atet.
was that you?
No.
Do I notice Kindred?
Yeah, she kind of points behind
Okay.
you. You can see Kindred coming up.
Oh. Okay.
Those nails kind of dug into your shoulders a bit. Got startled again.
It's like cat, like.
Kindred, I was just talking to Iskra about...
I was watching.
What do you
But,
think?
Well, I think you should walk over here so we don't have to yell across the hallway or use spice murmur.
There are 4 of us here, and 1 of you there.
Yeah, but I have my books and on my lunch on the table here.
No, you're not in the common room.
Oh, we're not?
No, you're in the hallway. You're coming towards the common room.
Oh.
They're not in a common room. They're like in the hallways, and you were going to be passing that direction. That's why I said you came up on them.
Oh, okay, my bad. So yeah, I will go to y'all. Terrible with directions.
It's okay.
Don't get turned around.
And I'll go and say what I said to Iskra with a serious face as I speak about it.
I'm 1 step ahead of you. So remember, every time we come across someone that we trust and I give them a sheet of paper,
Mhm.
I'm giving them our location. So far, we have the Red Braids tribe, the Murray Spirit tribe, the giants that we met in the mountains. I mean, I've been...
Give it to the giants?
Yeah, remember they... I'm going to look around just out of habit. They're actually the ones that told us that they're coming, not here, but they had a prophecy about
The waterfall.
carp. I mean, if
Yep.
that's not a sign to kind of point
That's
them our
true.
direction, then What wouldn't be?
They
Did you
were
give
those
them
elves
a-
in the deep woods too.
Did you
Mhm.
give them like a large, like, because they are giants, or was it a tiny piece of paper?
It was my size piece of
It's
paper.
Oh,
true.
no.
They're like trying to read this little thing. They're just like, how do you read this?
The giant's got like a monocle.
Right?
They had to get a microscope out to try and read the small handprint.
I'm
All
sure
they-
they'll figure
All they
it out.
need, yeah, they'll figure it out. All they just need to know is the contents on it. That the coordinates lead to the teleportation circle here. Then that way, in case shit happens for them, they have a place to retreat to, and we have allies, and we have growing forces. Hopefully, that's what I've been trying to work on.
I think we can.
I don't just give out paper for free.
Oh, yeah.
Aside
No.
from
You of all people I trust would not give out things to anyone willy nilly.
Atet kind of like chuckled. Aside from that, we do have the Harpers and a few other resources that they have been able to find. So you're not too far off, if that makes any sort of if that helps at all.
I feel
We
consoled.
have a fair amount of people that come through the city at the moment, aside from the docks, but also through the circles. Now that the Harpers are aware of it, they've been using it to putting it to good use. They have several groups that have come here and trained or armed themselves and had gone out to try and do good somewhere along the battle lines. So thoughts are in the right place, and these things are happening. I think whatever it was that Afriel and the others are asking of you are things that would require more delicate touches than those in our armies could handle.
Mhm.
But they still need to be done regardless, so rest assured that whatever choice you make in the decision you decide to go, whichever direction you decide to go, others will be sent to take care of the other jobs as well. And I have as much faith in them as I would in sending you places. If that's any consolation, of course.
It is for me.
Same here.
She smiles. Well, that is what I'm here for. Now, if you need anything else, just say the word. I have some ships coming in.
Actually, Atet,
Mhm.
I have a simple request, just because. So those trio of sisters, they just give me a weird vibe. Like, you're able to kind
There's
of
4 of them. Just so you
shady bitches.
What of them?
Without materializing and actually spying, you're able to kind of keep tabs on them, right?
I haven't kept a permanent eye on them, as it were, but I've checked in from time to time.
Okay, just because I don't like that they're alone with Aliquin by themselves and they have all of his stuff with them. If
They
you-
saved his life, you know.
I know, but I don't just want to look the other way and let them just take advantage of that. Not that they would, but I'd feel better if we kind of just checked in on them from time to time.
That is not a problem. I will monitor the situation. If I feel like there is anything that requires your attention, I will bring it up. But in the last day or so, they have done little more than stand and keep watch. I no longer have any means of detecting the magic or I have memories of some of the things, but there's a lot of the things that they do that I do not understand.
I don't either. I think that's why it just makes you feel weird because I don't know what they're doing.
Sometimes we have to go on faith of others. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
Touche.
Now, I have some things to go attend to. If you need anything, please. She kind of gives a wink and then vanishes.
Iskra, I have a question.
What is it, Sander?
Where you're from, where you and Eloquin are from, are there creatures like Raiko and Riku?
I haven't met these people. Who are they? I know they've come up, but
They kind of look like if there was a person made of metal, or they're like they're not a
Minor.
human or not made with blood, but
does that league have any like automata or?
I just cast minor illusion to show what
Yeah.
they look like next to
it's
us.
like if a barrel made the person.
Yeah, so you see like a little hand hologram of what they look like. And you've seen some stuff that the Zet League kind of has been experimenting with when it comes to very simple version of robotics, as it were.
Okay, like, in a rudimentary form, yes.
I figured that you guys with advanced technology would have something similar.
I think there's a lot that goes into a person, right? More than technology.
Yeah, there's like sugar and spice and everything nice.
Chemical X.
Yes, and Chemical X.
Oh no!
I wonder if that if we could possibly, like whisper, if we could possibly like find her a body that is not like a shell that is not being used, and if she wanted to use that, we could make her look like a person, and then she could walk around and like feel things.
Then the city would crash.
Well, she would just control this robot like she controls the floating discs, the floating things.
It is probably hard not to be able to feel. We can ask her about it sometime. If that's what she wants.
Possibly, if she wants that. Yeah.
I do have to wonder if there's anything else that we can do for her. She's mentioned that the city isn't all sparkles, basically.
An assistant of some kind.
Well, more with our specialties. I like crack my knuckles. If there are things here that aren't so benign, maybe we can clear them out.
I would be ecstatic to do that. I haven't fought in a while.
Sold nibbles on Saunders' ear.
It looks like Saul is wanting to deal some damage too, but not to my ear.
I laugh a little.
Oh my god. All right. Well, as you guys convene for a moment and kind of take a moment to gather your thoughts on what to do next, some of you just a little calmer, some of you with a little more roiling anxiety, I'm sure. We're going to go ahead and take our break. We'll be back in 10 minutes, so don't go anywhere. We'll stick around and chat. If you have any questions for us, we can clear up some things perhaps, because we had a lot of past lore things going on. So I'll be close
You
by.
bet we did.
Yeah, we did. All right, we'll be back in a minute, guys. Don't go anywhere. god.
Welcome back to Game of Santos.
Oh my god.
Dun,
That was
dun.
really great. Yeah, you just do that every time, okay? Every time we do a
Sponsored in part
transition,
by.
we're gonna have you do the welcome back sound.
Oh,
Welcome back, and we're back. Thanks for
no.
joining.
Tuesday.
For a second-
Solamente Univision.
Yes.
For a second, you kind of sounded like Snake from Metal
Sábado
Gear.
por la tarde, solamente en Univision.
Otacon.
Whoever was actually really good
We
and
just
spot on.
we have
was
all of we have all of them. We just do all the radio shows and all the TV thing.
Turtle.
Oh my goodness. We
Ant-Man?
are just
That
wild.
like actually hurt my voice a lot to do that.
No, don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Okay. So to get us back on track, you have some time in the evening. Galil, you're gonna be going. Are you on your way right now?
Yeah, to Salvador.
Okay. So heading over to Salvador's place, you knock on the door once you get there, and he takes him a couple minutes, and then as he opens up, like surprised to see you, he's like, "Oh yes. I had things for you. Come in. Have you been enjoying a Tet so far?"
Yeah, I just wish there was more shops open, you know?
Oh, I mean, there can't be too much of a good thing. For now, they have to,
Stock everything.
well, that too. I just meant more along the lines of they have fewer places to shop. They usually wind up coming here at some point. But not that I'm afraid of a little healthy competition, of course.
I mean, your stuff is spot on.
Well, thank you. So, here's the goods you commissioned. And this one's on the house.
Oh, you sure about that?
You may have given me a jump start in my career that I hadn't exactly been anticipating. However, it did get me out of that sleepy little town, and apparently now I have more to look forward to in life than I had initially anticipated. So, to some extent, I owe
Thank you.
Of course.
I'm gonna
Just keep this
literally
between
open it.
us.
Of course. Don't want anyone to know that you're giving this out for free. I open it up and put it on.
All right. And just
Oh.
to your specifications, it fits you like a glove.
Yay!
Yay! So you get your cloak back with the minor cosmetic alterations that you had.
It's now a
Right.
mantle.
Yeah, it's now changed up a little bit.
I like Salvador. He's cool.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
Unless if you sell some arcane focuses, maybe.
I don't. But you can always try across the way over in the grove. There's a fair amount of magic-y folk over there. Aside from whoever you might find roaming about in the city center. I'm sure someone's got to have something. But the grove
Thank
is
you.
right across the street. They have a
I'll
bunch of
definitely check
shaman
it out.
types.
Thank you, Salvador.
Of course. Be safe. I hear that you all might be heading out soon.
Yeah.
Well, if you need any last minute things, we have been getting in a few shipments here and there of garb from the eastern shores, as it were, to help with those who are heading in that direction with harbor missions and such, I have been requisitioned to keep up with local trends.
Any chance you can do one more commission?
Depends. What do you have in mind?
Can you make some red wizard garments?
Oh, those I have plenty.
We might need them just in case if we want to blend in.
I'll see what I can find of the stores that aren't of my stores that aren't already claimed, spoken for, and I'll have them prepared for you and put away for whenever you head out.
Thank you.
Of course. I'm assuming you'll be heading out in the morning.
Possibly.
Well, whatever you decide, I'll have them here waiting, and packed and ready. Now go. I'm sure you have more important things to do than talk to a seamster all day.
Hey, head out. See ya.
Until next time. And you head over to get yourself some goodies. Make a just do a charisma check for me as you go and talk to the peeps over there in the grove.
Charisma check?
Yeah.
16.
16? Okay. You are pointed to by the group of furbolgs that you discover of the tribe of Barong here in the grove. This very potent magic area that you can, even with your limited skill at magic, you can sense the amount of magic that just like seems innate to this area. Not exactly sure if it's part of the tribe's influence in the tribe's influence in I just like
The
turned and I saw
grovening.
the grovening. I just turned and I saw like Saunders like very intense look in my face, and I'm thinking I'm having to. No, you're fine. Just like I looked over and I was like, wow. I had to. I'm gonna have to keep moving you guys around. Jesus. As you talk to some of these furbolgs, you are sent over to one by the name of Cranon, and he's this like you can tell he's like a little bit of an older druid that has some years on him, as most of his fur is a little more on the whiter side. You can see that there are like aspects of like light purplish blue there to his skin, but he has a more white than any other color. So you're looking for some focuses of some sort?
Yes, I am.
Well, I think you came to the right place. What's your fancy?
Do you have any rings?
A ring focus? Are you 12?
Made of wood, maybe?
I think I can find something like that. You, don't strike me as the magic type. I know. Don't judge a book by its cover. I'll find you something. He starts shifting through a couple of old boxes and eventually pulls out like a little like treasure box, and it's like most of these we've found along our travels, but you know, it doesn't. Sometimes you find them on peculiar situations. but they don't have no owners. So if you find something that suits you, go right ahead.
I'm looking in it for both an arcane and a druidic focus.
All right. Well, given some like looking around, you do find something that you can use for either one. You do find a small. It's a ring that has a very handsome polished stone kind of sits on top of it. That could probably act as an arcane focus. And a pendant that seems to be almost like a dream catcher. It's kind of woven. It's got like an interwoven web of some sort of string that Crandon describes as Eastern spider silk. A very fine. It's almost like fishing wire. It's kind of clear and seems to catch the light, but still pliable. It doesn't have like a plasticky feel. It's just kind of transparent like that, but thick. So he says that both of those could be yours. Now, do you have anything to trade? Or how are you intending on purchasing these things?
Do you take gold? Or how about a trade for an I pull out Amaranth's arcane focus?
He kind of just whistles in amazement. Ooh. That's a mighty fine toy you have. We'll call it an even trade.
Well,
Deal.
Boy, look at what we have here. You have yourself a good day.
You too.
And he like pushes the two items forward and just kind of like very entertained now with this new trinket to add to his collection of things that he has around him.
I hope you made sure it wasn't cursed before you gave it.
You brought darkness upon my family.
Yeah, the whole tribe. It comes back and they're all like skexied out. You just started the
They're
Furbolg
just
Skeksis.
all slaughtered.
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
They just like,
I'm gonna wild shape into a snake, and then
Former,
go Metal
like,
Gear.
skeletal versions of their former selves. You chose poorly. Oh, crap. Okay.
I'm gonna put them on and see if they actually work.
You can feel more of a connection to the arcane magics. It seems to be that'll work fine for you.
Okay. And with that, I'm gonna go head over to my people.
To your people. Oh, to the Gur.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. Let's see here. You head over to a area where let's do this one. To where you know that the Gur have set up shop. And it is here that you can see that they kind of made it their own. They still have a little bit of that like traveler-esque kind of vibe to it, where they have like almost a somewhat of a wagon kind of that's been set up, wagging like coverings and tents in this section. For our people that's normally nomadic, you know, living in a city is kind of a strange transition, but they seem to be adjusting okay. Anybody in particular you're looking for? Or just kind of to go and see?
Go and see Grandma Shuja, mainly.
All right. and it doesn't take long before some of the tribes people that you kind of recognize from some time ago, and asking about you find where her little home is, and you find her door and knock.
Who is it?
The police, open up.
Oh my god. I hate you.
Sorry, you gave me that option. No, I'm actually gonna say it's Galil.
Hold on. I pressed a button that was not supposed to happen.
She
You're
casts
dead
a spell
now.
on you.
Everyone's dead. Spells went off. Oh no. Okay.
It's spell plague number 2, guys.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That was it. That was the,
Not again. Not again.
Wear your masks.
Very true.
Yes. Wait, where
Regardless
is
of what some important people think they must say.
coming inside, you do see that she has like a little bit of a campfire that has been set up in the middle of the living room versus using the fireplace that is very obviously there, and kind of she's had a hole cut out of the center of this roof. Not exactly sure the structural soundness of it any longer, but it is now functioning as a bit of a makeshift chimney. And she's got set over this little fireplace, a little cauldron that seems to be boiling some caldo in.
I hate you so much.
Sounds amazing.
You're adjusting well here.
This little city you've sent us to is different. But it's good to see you, boy. What brings you to Grandma Shuja's door?
I'm closer to finding them.
Oh. So you know.
Yeah.
I was wondering how long this day would take to arrive. What are you going to do now that you know where he is?
At the moment, I have to finish my mission over here before I go see him.
Boys. And then
I just gotta know why he didn't come back.
whatever his reason was for not returning to the tribe or to you, I am sure it was good enough in his eyes. I know he loved you dearly, just as I know you loved him as well. Whatever his reason, you must try to understand. It was a long time ago, and your destiny was slightly different than his. We all have to make our own choices in life. Do not hold that against him, Galilian.
I
You serve a higher purpose now, I hear.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure how to use my powers now. I mean, you're the closest thing to a seer I know.
And a mighty fine. Don't forget that. Are you asking Grandma Shuja for lessons in staring into the void?
If you have time for the rest of the day, 'cause I think I'm gonna be leaving in the morning, possibly.
Oh, I was joking, but I can figure something out. You might need it, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty serious.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let me get a bowl. She goes over to the kitchen and starts collecting a couple of silverware and other things as she like gathers it and shuffles back over to where you guys are at and starts serving you some stew, putting it into the bowl.
Is it
She, like,
barbecue? No, is it menudo?
sure. It smells
Yes!
good, whatever it
Dude,
is.
I've been craving menudo so bad.
Same. All right. So we'll say for the like next couple of hours, she talks to you about some of the dangers that come with foresight and looking at possible future and past events. Mantras to keep your mind at peace when there are things that you know that probably shouldn't be spoken. All right. So the rest of you guys, what are you guys doing?
Done with me.
For the moment.
Where'd they go?
Sonder, Soul, what are you guys doing?
I want to go to Barrow's place. See if she's back yet.
Okay. Soul,
I guess I'm tagging along.
hanging out in cat form.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Iskra.
I'm gonna go down to the docks. So, and rather than summoning a Tet, I'm gonna go to her. And I know Renan wants mithril armor, so that's probably what he would be doing.
Yes. Yeah. So he's gonna go and kind of see what things have been brought in. Kindred.
Actually, Iskra, can I show you something?
As I'm turning to leave, like, sure, what is it?
Follow me. And I would like to lead Iskra down through the lower parts of the city into the core and show her the actual resting spot of a Tet.
Ooh.
Okay. So you make, as you navigate into the depths of the city, you find that this path that you take kind of reminds you of going to the forges. It's a similar route like into the basements below the city center. But where you would normally continue down this one particular passageway to go to the forges, Kindred leads you down a very narrow looking like side. It's not even like, it's barely, you could even call it a hallway because it's so small and narrow. But it kind of carves into the very rock itself, and after a while it looks like you're just traversing through these carved carved portion of bedrock of a Tet itself. Eventually,
I feel like we're going somewhere important.
Oh, more important than sentimental. So the very first day after we rose the city, and a Tet volunteered to become the Mythal, actually spent the night here with her, just studying and reading and just talking. And it was nice. And I just thought I'd show you this place as well.
What a decision to have to make.
And I still owe her a monument for that. Don't think I haven't forgot.
You don't hear. There's no reply at the moment. But eventually, this small cramped space then opens up into this enormous cavern that you can hardly imagine is hiding beneath the city. And it's very much like, I'm trying to think of a way to describe it.
Atlantis.
Like in a way, yeah. I mean, yeah. There is like that aspect of a lot of the inside of this is carved, but then a lot of it also seemed like just a natural cave. But at its very center pulses this bright blue light. And there is a stone and metal walkway that kind of leads out from the side of this open cavern. The ground, or the very bottom of this cave, is just kind of like this still pool of water, and you can see that from the very center there is this stalagmite that just juts up, and on top of it is affixed this like small platform where this light is coming from. Let me see.
I look around the room in wonderment.
And as you guys walk closer, you can see now that the pulsing light is coming from within what looks like a metallic device. Part metal and part like quartz-like crystal that juts up from the center of the stalagmite. It's almost like the very tip of it has been made a platform around, and this has kind of been built into it. And
Just kind of like lead her towards it, but I'll let her get closer to it on her own.
okay.
I do once Kindred kind of stops.
Let's see here. As you get a little closer, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
It was
That
all
almost
over.
fell off the table. Ooh. Where am I? Here we go. 16.
16. Looking into this bright blue light, it's like you can feel like this pulsing warmth that just kind of radiates out. As it just kind of like radiates outwards past you, and it almost feels like you can feel each pulse go across your skin. It's just like this wave after wave after wave of energy that kind of washes over you the closer you get. You kind of see movement from within the light.
Like, tilt my head.
From where you stand, your eyes adjusting to the light, you can see floating in the very center of this metal and crystal peak a humanoid body floating in the what looks like ether inside.
Wow.
From this angle, you can see that both legs are shorn at different sections, one at the knee, one higher at the thigh. You can see that one of the arms is kind of like curled up against her chest, kind of covering herself a little bit, while the other one kind of floats normal. The one that's in front of her chest looks burnt and mangled. Maybe had been burnt at some time, but it looks like it's kind of healed, but it still is fingers curled inwards. You can see the some of the hair on her head has started to grow back. Kind of the face is what gives it away as to who you're looking at exactly. But you see the body of a Tet floating there in the center.
Was she dying? Or did this do it to her?
If you turn back, you see kind of Kindred, like, she was dying. And she, in her last moments, wanted to give us purpose. Which she didn't have to, because she was technically on the opposing side of us. But she wanted to do it anyway.
I wonder why.
Floating cities, prophecies, weird things. Who knows why any of us do what we do, but we do them.
That's for sure.
Every now and then I like to just come down here and just talk with her. I remember the first night. I knew it was probably stupid, but I came down here with to eat dinner, and I brought her a plate. Just thought I'd see if she still felt things like hunger or not, but we just kind of laughed it off.
I'm glad you've done that for her.
But it's peaceful down here.
Very.
But I have some things I'm gonna think about, so I'm just kind of like sit down and just kind of like start reading and rummaging through my stuff again. But now you know my little secret spot.
Thank you for showing this to me. It's a solemn place, but hopeful, too.
Mm-hmm. She can hear us. I just don't know why she's not here. She's probably busy.
So you're there. However long you would like to stay.
I'll stay for a little while and then look to Kindred. Do you want to be alone?
What time is it, by the way?
It's like middle of the afternoon, probably.
I'll probably stay here a little longer. I have some things to do tonight.
All right. I'm gonna head down to the docks, I think.
Okay. So, as you eventually find your way over at the docks, you can see that they are in the process of pulling up one of the ships, and you can see a Tet's form. They're kind of like overseeing everything as they're lifting the ship. She doesn't turn to you, but she speaks. So you saw?
I did. Should I not have?
It's fine. I was going to show you eventually. Sorry for the state that I'm in.
You don't have to apologize to me. I feel sorry that you were in that state to begin with.
It was a series of choices, I suppose.
Thunder, I hate you.
But in the long run, there are parts of it that I regret. But there have also been blessings that have come from it, I suppose.
Absolutely. You're here now, so that's a good thing. But anyway, anything good coming on the boats today? I just try to change the subject.
Yeah. A few things. Mostly supplies for the city. And some of the supplies that I suppose you'll be taking with you on your way.
About that, do you have anything that we can help you with before we go? You mentioned that some parts of the city aren't as benign as where we sat and looked out over the water.
This is true, but I don't know how much of it is something that you all will be able to deal with. It's kind of more of what the purpose is in this city that I have found. The things that have been, or that had been planned for this city.
Well, think about it, and if you need me, I'm sure I'll be back.
I hope so. I appreciate your concern. And feel free to
course.
visit. Now that you know where I'm tucked away.
I will.
And so you guys stay and watch as the various dock workers start unloading several boxes and crates of things. You can see a couple of people disembark from the ship as you guys. I almost don't even want to look at whatever was happening in the chat. I almost don't even want to look.
No, you don't want to look. You can
Okay.
look
Sonder.
You can look after December.
So in the
Oh no. Okay.
Mhm.
Anyway,
so for like the couple of hours I'm down there by myself, can I try to research more of those vials of that gray liquid?
well, for those particularly, if you're trying to research those, you'd probably need more of a like a laboratory or some sort of setup to experiment with what they do.
Oh, okay, then I'll wait on those. I'll switch it to I just would where to go? Send Rauku. He's the first gen one.
Yes.
Send Rauku a message. What?
Oh. These monkeys.
That was good.
God damn it, Sonder.
I didn't mean it like that, but it worked.
Oh no.
Brilliant. Okay, go on. So you're gonna do some more research? Yeah.
No, I'll send sending to Rauku.
Okay.
Just checking in. It's Kindred. Any updates on your location? I might have located more Warforged. Want you there when I try to awaken them.
Okay. You get the response about a minute or so later. Hello. In Baldur's Gate. Where do you wish to meet?
Cast sending again. Muttering unremember, like, God damn it, wasting this. Doesn't know how much it cost me to kiss Matic. Oh, Baldur's Gate. Bring me a souvenir. I wear a medium. Meet me in Silvery Moon.
Alrighty.
Tonight? Question mark?
Okay.
These message haikus you have to come up with.
Right. Currently hunting down leads. Will be in Silvery Moon in weeks' time.
I leave it at that. I'm not.
All right. All right.
And
go ahead.
one last thing, sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, yeah. 4th level spell, cast sending to friend Scylla, checking up on Silvery Moon. Hello, it's Kindred. Just checking in. Everything okay in the city? How's the Mythal? Any requests for supplies or reinforcements?
The response comes back from Francilla. I suppose no news is good news. City is recovering. Perimeter has been set. No sign of the enemy yet.
I will leave it at that and be glad about the good news.
You hear a voice in your head. It's Afriel.
Oh, okay.
Afriel's voice. Do you remember where the observatory is?
I do, right?
Kind of, yeah. There was an
Alright.
observatory in the classroom section of the school. It's at the very top, basically. It's like part observatory, part attic, basically.
I just answer back, yes.
Meet me there.
On my way.
Okay.
As I kind of get up and dust off my robes and just wave bye to a Tet, and I'll head that way. Try to be sneaky on my way there.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
On my way, would I be passing through like main hallways and stuff? That
The section that you have to pass through to get to the core where you're at is basically, you're basically right now at the very underneath of the section where you need to go. So not
Gotta go all the way to the
terribly,
top.
you're just basically going up to the top of this building that you are currently under.
so I'd be passing like main hallways and stuff. Like,
Maybe once just to get to like a staircase or something that leads you up.
okay. So then I will not cast invisibility. I'll try to sneak by. 16.
Okay. You feel pretty confident that in your travel, no one saw you. You kind of avoided the couple of people that you did see in the hallways and such. But you make your way to the very tip top of this building in a very almost is like in the Hunchback of Notre Dame, where Quasimodo lives. It's very much kind of like that. It's a space that both has things that have been set aside for storage, but the very front of this building that kind of faces the outer courtyard that everybody comes in on. You can see that there is this giant circular stained glass construct in the center that can be used and kind of shifted over, like the tops of there are certain tops of condiments that you can kind of just shift it over, like for salt and things. You know what I'm talking about, where it just kind of shifts to become usable. It kind of does like that. So there are sections of the glass that you can kind of rotate it to where it becomes like a window, basically. But it's this large, like almost Big Ben clock face, huge section that kind of you can easily just kind of push to where it makes an open window.
I just want to glance around real quick in the attic part.
Mhm.
Do I find my creepy doll that I threw at the Oculus a long time ago?
I was gonna ask about that.
Ooh, yeah.
Make a perception check for me, please.
This is not a story that I know.
No, this is not.
I literally was gonna ask you about that.
100% forgot that even happened until just now.
I just remember I threw it at one of the monsters to try to distract it.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, it worked, but
It's when Borker was still around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You said perception?
Yep.
His zombies.
Yep.
Let's do 11.
11. Okay. You don't see it anywhere around you. You do notice that this area closest to the window has been set up like a secret fort almost. It's got, a bunch of pillows and blankets that have been set up as like a little bed. You can see books piled on some crates that have been stacked with boards to make it look like a desk. It looks, like someone's living up here. And you see Afriel there by the window kind of staring up as the outside, as now you can see that the sun is starting to set.
I guess whether you're a demigod or not, it's every boy's dream to have their own little private fort.
Turns his head to you and smirks a little.
I was the same.
I suppose that we have that in common, but no offense to Galil, but I kind of wanted a place a little higher up.
It's always nice to have the high ground.
And a view of the moon.
That too. Don't worry, I won't tell him.
Achoo! Sorry about that. People are talking shit.
Uh-huh.
You're not there.
Right. Let's see, where am I at? Okay, so as you're there talking, he walks over to the table and seems to be kind of lost in thought for a second. Are you sure about this plan?
Well, seeing as how earlier you made that grand speech about how we should try to follow up with any leads, this is a lead. And if it all goes to hell, it'll be fun to know that maybe one of the Circle of Eight is squirming, knowing that his phylacteries are out of his reach and in danger.
I can't I can't promise what will happen if we do find him. You know that, right?
Oh yes, this is a shot in the dark.
I have made it a practice to keep myself hidden from anybody who might be searching for me.
You're talking to me. You don't have to explain that.
Yes, well, no offense, but you're on a slightly lower tier at the moment on
That
their
is also
lists.
true.
I can feel sometimes their prying eyes as I search. They know that I'm alive, and they know the prophecy stands true still. If I make myself known to one of them, I lose that ability to hide myself from him. This is not as simple as sending a message or scrying. You know what I can do when it comes to appearing in people's dreams.
I know.
He may
but
not know where I'm at, but I have not tried to put someone else's mind in another's dream. I can only project myself. At least under control, I can only project myself. I haven't tried bringing you or someone else to someone else. This will be a challenge. But as long as you're willing to give it a shot, then so am I.
So, if I were to concentrate on altering your visage so that way you could just concentrate on the spell, that's something, right? That way you don't appear as you. That's a simple trick, but I mean, it's something.
If we were appearing physically to him, I would say yes. But at this point, it's more of how I am able to mask my own presence.
That's what I was afraid of.
I can keep myself out, but he will sense that there are two minds there. One he might know, and one he does not. Your goal will be to keep his focus on you. Do you think you can manage that?
I will try my best.
Lay down. He points over to the bed.
I kind of like take him by the arm and like, I'm sure I want to do this, but are you sure you want to do this?
No, I'm not.
We don't have to.
I seem to recall not so long ago a wizard telling me that when the moment comes for me to know between making a good choice and a bad one, sometimes you just have to make a choice and hope for the best.
As I just smile and I taught you too well. And I'll go lay down.
He comes over to you and puts a hand on your face lightly and just drags his fingers over your eyes to close your lids. the sensation of sleeping comes quick. And in a sense, like, you feel nothing. It's eerily silent around you. Just nothing but darkness. And then you hear the voice of Afriel in your mind. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Kind of just like the last bits of the words just kind of like drag on. All right. Do you see that light? You turn and you can see that there's just a pinprick of light, probably no bigger than the size of a marble.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on it.
I do so very intently.
You hear the like sound of wind blowing through like a crack in a window, but feel no change of air. The air feels stagnant and still, almost sticky and humid. The silence is kind of broken just barely by the sound of flapping tents in the wind. At least you imagine it's a tent, maybe a flag or a curtain of some sort. The wind starts to pick up a little bit more. But still, all you see is darkness and that pinprick of light.
Continue to focus on it and try to see if I can hear anything else.
What is this?
This is a decision long made, coming back to ask you what you've done.
I am not one who normally dreams. What
Yet,
is this?
this is part of you coming back to have a conversation. Long ago, you spoke with, side note DM, it's Mornhill, right? That was his friend.
Yes.
Okay. You had a private conversation with Mornhill, and that was the last time you saw your sons, was it not?
There's a brief burst of emotion that washes over you. It's like feeling your emotions, but coming from the outside and striking you. Surprise. Recognition.
My sons, you say?
You split your soul, didn't you? And had Mornhill ferry us away to the opposite ends of the earth.
Surprise. Deeper surprise.
I feel like I should know this voice. Wait. Balran. You are Balran.
That's the name you gave me.
To what do I owe this honor?
It's a couple of things. You can take it as a warning, or it's an opportunity. Amaranth.
What of her?
She's made moves against you and gone through great lengths and almost succeeded.
And you know this how?
Quite physically, as she attempted to take by force what you put inside Balron.
She couldn't possibly understand how. Did she?
Oh no. And I imagine you would have loved to see her face when she saw it was all in vain.
From below your feet, you feel this like shifting movement of vibration. And you can feels like a tremor, but there's no body for you to feel it, but you feel it nonetheless.
How are you reaching me now? I cannot sense a magical connection.
Let's say by the gods, I followed in your footsteps.
Gods indeed. So what if this Amaranth had tried to make moves against me? What do you want?
I want to turn it back on her.
There's nothing but silence for a moment. The pinprick of light grows slightly brighter. Almost now probably quarter in size, maybe a little bigger.
Do I see anything more from it?
Make a perception check.
Oh god.
Nope.
Nope.
It's just
One.
It's just bright light. But you sense the heat coming from it. A dry heat now. And it seems to flow in, and every so often you see what looks like little bits of sand that kind of fly in from that hole.
See, she seeks to be your undoing. I want to beat her at her own game. For not only does she know me and what I carry, she knows where the other half is as well. And she will go after it as soon as she gets her body back.
She knows where your brother is.
That she does. And I expect as soon as she maintains physical form again, that would be her first thing on her list.
What do you propose?
I find him first. Keep it safe. And I want to make her suffer the way she made me suffer. I want to destroy her for good.
I think something can be arranged. But I will take care of it.
And
You
if
must stay far away from Thay.
And if not,
For a moment, there is no answer. And then something passes behind that light. You realize now that little marble, that slowly growing circle of light, it's almost as if you are behind a wall, peering out into another room, and something has walked in front of that light for a moment.
I want to call out, as long as you keep me in the loop, know that your phylacteries will be kept safe. And as you wished, stay away from Thay. The moment I feel you reach beyond what you should, your phylacteries will destroy themselves.
There you are. There you are.
Do I feel it's looking at me or like behind me?
You can't tell. Just the mere fact that the voice now seems to echo around you is disconcerting, as it had sounded like a voice but in front of you, but now you can hear it around you.
Fuck.
The hole starts to grow larger, and in that mere moment, you can see what looks like a head that kind of passes in front of it, and 2 fingers, then 3, start to reach in.
Get out of there! Can I try to signal to Cart without talking, like end it?
I
don't want to talk to him, but I don't know if I can communicate with him.
I mean, what are you going to do?
If I'm thinking it, like I don't know if he can hear my thoughts and
what are you
how
saying?
this magic works. End it. Just like over.
You see this pale, smooth skin for a moment of a singular green eye that peers back into you from this hole.
I will know if you get close. And I will find you.
And that's how we end for tonight.
Oh.
Sorry.
That was great. Oh god. Oh,
Dum dum
Bahamut.
dum.
Oh,
Dum dum
Bahamut.
dum. Oh my god, that was amazing. I was
So many developments tonight.
I was
Yeah.
shaking this entire time. I was so nervous.
My
that
fucking
was good.
heart's pounding right now. Like, oh god.
Wow. Good job, guys. We had some crazy, happy, fun story times.
Happy fun story times.
Well, they were fun in a exciting way, like when you watch a scary movie, that kind of fun. But yeah, wow, some interesting developments in the Aliquin storyline, some interesting developments in the Kindred storyline, some interesting developments for Iskra seeing Atet in her actual physical form. Meanwhile, the whole time Saunders just stroking his staff over there in the corner. Doesn't really doing anything else.
Done.
Support. I'm a support right now.
Yeah.
Support character.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Well done, guys. That was fun. Thank you for hanging in there. Iskra, I know you weren't feeling at the top of your game, but you persevered, and you did splendidly.
I'm definitely lying down right after this.
I imagine. But
Pedialyte.
Pedialyte,
works.
yes.
I want that scene to be like animated. the
I mean, there's not a lot to the animation. It's just voice and
Still,
then just the
it's
little
like-
pinprick of light, and then you realize that it's just like you're peering from the back of a wall
Or
into
someone,
another
like,
room.
doing
You know-
like the hand in the face,
You
and
know
then
the
like there
scene
you are.
in Avatar: The Last Airbender when he's talking to Ka? Is it Ka?
Yeah, cool. The
Ko.
face stealer.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what this was.
And then just peer, like starting to like make the hole kind of widen to where you can just see like a little bit of his face. Yep, that's what that was. Well, guys, God damn it, LV. All the stress at the end. Can I talk to you over in the octagon? Listen, you told me last time you didn't want me to make anybody cry. So I didn't make anybody cry that much this time. I just gave you really high amounts of stress. That's all. And, we ended on a fun note. And then next time we get to start at a very fun time. So, that's how the cookie crumbles, or the dice roll, or whatever.
Fucking one. God damn it.
Yeah, that was pretty great. You made
What
the
the-
ice grow worry multiple times. I know, I'm a horrible person. But thank you everybody for joining us tonight in chat and stuff. Thank you for hanging out with us on our game this Tuesday. And stay tuned, those of you who... Oh, what? There's a thing. Oh, okay, cool,
What?
cool. Oh, we can do a yes. I'm gonna start a
What?
prediction. I have a new thing now where I can start a prediction and then viewers can. It's almost like a poll, but it's called a prediction.
like that.
Ooh.
Well,
I'm like, mods can do that too.
yeah.
Post-credit scene. That'd be fun.
We are not Marvel.
I mean, I can. Hold on. We'll do this real quick. I want because I haven't tried it. Okay. Let's see. The prediction started. I don't know how this works.
God damn it, Sonder.
There you are. I just read the whole thing. Oh my god, you're the worst. Amazing.
You are. There you are.
Oh
no.
my god. Yeah, that was pretty great. So yeah, there you can put in a vote for in the oh, it's going back and forth. Closing submissions in 15 seconds.
Oh wait, what is it? I didn't see what it was.
It says, will Kindred fudge it up for everyone?
Oh.
60% say, 67% say yes. Oh, no is going up, down. Oh wow, this is a wild ride, yo. This is like, everyone's saying, looks like they're saying yes. Well, guess we will have production started 1 minute ago, waiting for the result. Oh, so this is like a okay. Oh, look, and it even shows like the little thing of who put what. That's cool. Okay. Oh, post credit. You want to do a post credit scene? I have a post credit scene we could do.
All right, so let's
All
roll
right,
them
here we
and
go.
then do.
As the credits roll, you have to roll the credits and then come back.
Yeah, let's post
Okay,
credit scene. Let's
okay.
do it.
All right, hold on. Let me see.
Knights of Marvel.
Knights of Marvel. Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh.
Let me find the right.
That's next campaign.
Everyone's gonna start expecting it now.
Right. No, this is just this one time.
So we say.
Truth.
Next
This
time
song?
on.
And so then, because
That's
yeah, I
so-
can't do the credits roll and then just me, but that's fine. We'll just do this. So as everybody is out doing their things, night having fallen on the city of Atet, you hear the sound of a bed creaking beneath shifting weight. Soft orange candlelight glowing on, casting odd shadows on the ceiling. A voice tells another,
Do you sense that? It is time. This map, we must present it to the rest of the Sisterhood. It is what he has been looking for.
What did I fucking tell y'all?
Fuck no.
Yes, but now the map has been tied to this one. Aliquid, awaken.
the bed shifts once again as Aliquin stirs. Oh. Where am I? And that's how we'll end.
Cool. Oh man.
No! Wow. Wow.
Because he's coming back.
Alright, guys. Well, thank you for hanging in there with us in one last post-credit scene that was post the credits, even though it was pre-credits, even though it's supposed to be post-credits.
Pre-credit.
Maybe next time. Maybe. Oh no, but see, they roll, so it's just whatever. We'll figure something out. If next time we have post-credit scene, I'm just gonna say, stay tuned, and then at the end, I'll have like a post-credit scene.
Yes.
I think we should do that. That'd be kind of fun, especially if it's something like this where you can't, where the players aren't technically like there.
Know.
Yeah.
We could all like go away.
That's a great way to like give us some little tidbits.
I like that.
I like
love
this
it.
idea. I like this idea. All right.
It's a map to
Thank
my
you.
dad's butthole.
God damn it! I refuse to let this stream end on that note. But we will.
It's my own death.
Good.
Oh god.